Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Afner. Today, what we're going to learn is how to make a hollow square. So, how do we make a hole in the center of the square? So, like in here. So, how do we do that? So, we use the if condition. So, if I equals to 0 or I equals to rows minus 1 or uh, j equals to 0 or j equals to column minus 1, then we print star, or else we print space. So we just print space. Okay, and then we write here space, and now we run the code, and then let's see if it's a hollow square. So 15 rows and 15 columns. And yeah, you can see it writes here, and it writes a hollow square. A hollow square, which means there's a hole in the center all over here. Okay, so let me explain this code before we go to the next pattern. So my value, so our zeroth row, which is our zeroth row, okay? So if I, which is a zeroth row, so is 0 equals to 0, right? It's the same thing. So it prints our row, our first row here. It prints our stars here. Now, for our J, so our 0th column, right? So 0 equals to 0, right? So it prints our 0th column, as you can see. And then it just prints on a new line. Then what it's going to do is, now it prints the row here, but why? Because now it's 0, because this is our last row, right? So this, it won't work for I equals to 0, but we have I equals to row minus 1, right? So 14, and our rows are 15. So 14 is the same thing as 15 minus 1, which is 14. So 14 is 14. It prints our last rows here, as you can see. But what about the last column here? So it won't work for j equals to 0, but that's not the end yet. Goes to this one. J equals to column minus 1. So our column is 15, and j, which is the last column, which is 14, and then 14 is the same thing as our 15 minus 1. So it prints our column here. So that's how we get our hollow square. Or else it just prints space. And then, yeah. Now, let's say I want to print one star in the center. How do I do that? So, what we do is, okay, what we write is then, oh, sorry, that print will go for that. And then, elif, okay, elif I equals to, so we use bracket operation for this one, and then rows minus 1, and then divided by 2, and j equals to our bracket operation, so column, and then minus 1 divided by 2, and then we do is print our star. So print star, okay? And then we write that on horizontal line. So let's say we want to write space. So if we run it, let's see what happens. So my rows are 15, my column is 15, and it writes our star in the center. But let's say instead of and, what if I write here or? What is it going to write? So it's going to write a plus sign inside the square. So look what I mean. So it's like if I write 15 rows and 15 columns, it makes a window. Like that, like this. So as you can see, it's writing the plus sign in the square. Not just that, it's also making a window. You can see a window looks pretty. Some windows are different, but mostly that's a normal window. So we learned a new pattern, right? How to make a window. That's the new pattern we learned, right? So thank everyone for listening about how do you make a hollow square and how do you make a window, so like a plus sign inside the square, and how do you make a star in the center of our hollow square. So thank everyone for listening to my video about it, and thank everyone, and bye.